Hi all, Discoria here. Welcome to today's video where I'm going to be talking about the new showcase Flames of Reflection. After many months and lots of waiting, we're finally getting a new fire facility event. It's very exciting that for everybody who's been waiting for this, especially me, and this event looks awesome. That's, first impressions as far as that goes. This video really is more going to focus on the actual banner, but the event itself looks great, and the facility construction building is super cute. In case you haven't seen it yet, it's a statue of the new 5-star dragon Arctos, and he's basically a fire teddy bear. It's pretty fantastic. So anyways, coming to the banner, today I want to talk a little bit about the banner units and my take on them as far as, whether I'm going to be pulling, why would I pull, what do they bring to the table, just to give people an idea of what these units are kind of bringing to the game right now, and the maybe a little bit about the current meta, more about the units just kind of themselves and what they're excelling at. So let's start with Ramona. We're going to take a look at the details. This is a character that people have been speculating for quite a while. Are we going to get a playable character in Ramona? Because people were super interested. Being the blacksmith of the Halidom, it seemed likely that we would see her in more capacity than we've kind of seen her in the past to date. So this is really exciting that we were finally getting a banner with her in it. And to everybody's surprise, not only did we get Ramona, we got her two sisters and their elder bear, the family bear, the fire bear that looks after them. So let's zone in a little bit on Ramona and see what she's all about. So really with Ramona, her skill number 1, let me just bring it up here. Sorry, I'm just trying to, okay, perfect. So her skill 1, Forge Buster, deals flame damage to surrounding enemies and allows you to unleash additional blows during the animation if you continue to tap. As far as I know, I think that is something new to characters' abilities during animations of those first skills. Like, I'm not aware of any other character that allows you to do extra damage by kind of controlling the character further during the skill. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, but that being the case, it's super interesting to me that they're offering that at this point. So, that could be certainly something that does change the meta. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to test it a lot more if I'm able to pull Ramona to get an idea of, how that's going to work and if it's controllable, if it's something where you can kind of, more control usually means more complex uses for a character. But if it's difficult to control and it's difficult to kind of maximize, I'm not sure if that's going to be beneficial or not. The second skill, Smith Shield, increases the entire team's defense by 25% for 15 seconds. Obviously, by itself, like, it's a cool ability. I'm going to see if it has some synergy with her co-abilities and abilities. So let's keep looking. So co-ability is defense, increases team's defense by 15%. So obviously Smith Shield and her co-ability defense has a nice synergy. You're basically buffing your team by 40% during that kind of 15-second period where you activate Smith Shield. So you could definitely use Ramona to increase the survivability of your team during critical points of high damage in a raid or a boss fight or anything like that. So it's definitely, it could be extremely useful for sure. Ability, Primed Strength, increases the strength of the adventurer you are controlling by 10% for 10 seconds. Just interesting. Every time they use their initial skill. And Strength Double Buff. So increases strength by 13% for 15 seconds each time a defense buff is received. So obviously if you go back and you consider Smith Shield, that would proc Strength Double Buff, the ability, increases strength by 13%. And then, so that's actually pretty cool. Increases strength by 13%. So you're using Smith Shield, which is proccing Strength Double Buff, which increases your strength by 13%. And then I'm just looking at how you could really maximize the use of that with Primed Strength for 10%. So every time you activate their initial skill. So you'd have to, if you wait for Forge Buster to fill and Smith Shield to fill, you could time these right so that you're receiving the Strength Double Buff But I don't know if you could you do that in such an order that would allow you to activate Forge Buster with the Strength double buff? That would be the question. So if you waited for Forge Buster to fill, then primed Strength, I'll have to test that out and see the order. I'll definitely get back to you guys on that. I mean, I see the synergy for defense buffs for sure here between her abilities, and being able to control her skill 1 definitely is an asset. And the Strength double buff could be useful. You're definitely going to proc it when you hit Smith's Shield. So if you can't do your Strength double buff for Forge Buster, at least you could, I don't know if the timing's going to work on that, but at least you could buff the attacks after it. I'll definitely be testing her if I pull her to see if that works. But off the top of my head, seems like she could be a significant damage outputter if used properly. So, okay. Let's take a look at the second unit here that's 5-star. This is Rena. So apparently this is the eldest sister in the blacksmith family that includes Ramona. And she, when I was looking at everything that she had earlier, she seems to be a really nice complement to Ramona. Something that would they'd kind of bounce off of each other as far as being useful. In isolation, it'll be interesting to see if she stands out at all. I don't necessarily feel like she does on her own as a damage output, but as a support unit could be extremely useful. So going to her skills, you see Roaring Furnace. Deals damage to enemies in a direct line. So the only thing that kind of stands out to me to be that, you know, when it comes to a skill issuing damage in a really straight line, it can be difficult to hit. Like, it can be in the heat of the moment. You just have to be that much more conscious about where you're hitting with that skill to ensure, because it says very clearly that you have to connect to activate the skill shift to phase 2 and again to phase 3. So it takes stages for this kind of ability to reach its maximum potential. Brazier Boost is really cool and really complementary because it basically allows you to proc Roaring Furnace right away as soon as you activate Brazier Boost. So you can actually do a cool cycle where you hit Roaring Furnace, or you wait for Roaring Furnace and Brazier Boost to fill. You hit Roaring Furnace, you hit Brazier Boost, which procs Roaring Furnace for the second. So if you hit and connected with Roaring Furnace the first time, you can basically immediately proc a phase 2 Roaring Furnace, which adds 10% to your critical rate for 15 seconds. So, I mean, there's definitely complementary uses there. When you consider co-abilities, so strength is up by 10% for the whole team. I mean, that's great. You never want to kind of shirk away at that, but it's nothing game-breaking in my opinion. Abilities, so primed defense. So when you consider the abilities of Rena in relation to the abilities of Ramona, they're complementary. So Rena's got the opposite. She's got prime defense up for 15 seconds, which works the same way Ramona's ability works, which is that it procs when you hit your initial skill. So your defense will go up by 15% for 10 seconds. And the healing double buff will proc each time a defense buff is received. So that's very interesting because obviously that would proc if you were using with Ramona. I don't like she really doesn't have, well, yeah, prime defense that would be a buff, so I guess that would hit. I think that would engage healing double buff. Again, that's something I would have to check. If it does, that's pretty useful. It gives Rena a whole lot more survivability. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see how that kind of plays out. Yeah, we'll have to see. For both of these characters, I think Ramona stands out a little bit as being able to dish out pain because of the synergy of her abilities and the more complex control of her first skill, plus primed strength and strength double buff. She stands out to me a little bit, so she might be somebody worth pulling for. Rena doesn't stand out to me much in terms of something that I would go all in to pull for, because again, as it even says, it's a defense unit, right? So it's a little bit more tanky. I have a maxed out Mikoto, so her being a katana as well is another kind of turn off for me, but it depends on what you need on your team. If you need more survivability on your fire team, then maybe this is what you're looking for, because she certainly has survivability kind of synergy with her kit. It really depends on what you're looking for. Keeping in mind too, the anniversary is right around the corner, and so is supposedly a summer banner. So, I mean, I would be pulling with caution on this this banner. Like Ramona, I believe would be worth pulling for, but I don't necessarily think going all in on Rena would be, especially with the anniversary and the summer banner coming. So it depends on what your fire team needs. We don't really have any high level, really, really difficult content right now for fire either. For fire characters to fight, I mean, so win content essentially for you to clear. So, I mean, again, maybe just the Mercurial Gauntlet, and you don't need survivability for that as much as I think, in my opinion, you need significant damage output. Coming to the end here, we've got the featured dragon. Sorry guys, just getting a drink of water. We've got the featured dragon Arctos, which very interesting to me when I was looking at the details. Obviously this dragon is the coach for the girls, which I can't wait to see the quest story because I think it's going to be really cute. The skill dragon drop, basically this dragon kicks, or basically this fire bear drop kicks you. So it's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. That makes me almost want to pull for it just for that, but I have to be a little more picky than that. So essentially, it's saying here, so if the user is attuned to flame, increases strength by 45% and adds 55% to the modifier applied to critical damage. This is pretty interesting to me. These two abilities combined are, to me, of great interest. I'm thinking, right off the top of my head, that this would be a great match for my Mikoto, and with Levin's champion equipped, I feel like that could lead to very significant amounts of damage output. And the 45% increase to users attuned to flame is better than Cerberus and Agni. So, I mean, this is the dragon's attractive to me for sure. I have so many 5-star fire dragons that I probably am not going to justify pulling on this just for the extra 5%, but the 55% modifier applied to critical damage, if this was a limited unit, I would pull specifically for this unit. Because it's not, and it's going to be added to the permanent pool, I'm not going to be going all out for it. I'm just not. If it was limited, I would though if it was limited, because it's going to have so much utility. I'm just hoping that I do pull it on one of my dailies or in the near future from something else. I won't be going all out for it. So that's a look at the banners, the kits. Ask me any other questions in the comments below if you think there was something I specifically didn't cover. I mean, a lot of the analysis I provide is more my opinion. I try to keep it pretty technical, but I mean, a lot of it, again, it is my opinion and what I need for my teams, but hopefully the input I've provided and the feedback on the different units kits has been useful for you, and how these characters could fit on your team. So now let's go over to the banner, and yeah, surprise, surprise, let's do a little bit of summoning. Okay. My expectations are low with this banner, but I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna try with some single tickets, so take it away. Alright, here we go. Let's see this rainbow. Come on, I can feel it. Let's see it. See the rainbow. Feel the rainbow. That is a whole lot of not rainbow. Although, let's be honest, Malka is definitely one of the best units. Alright, come on. I 5-starred by Malka. Rainbow? Blue. Oh, come on. Alright, we're just gonna, I think I'm gonna budget, I think I'm gonna spend 12 tickets here. I'm gonna do 12 pulls because, again, like I said earlier, this is not a limited banner, and I really can't justify pulling, way too many units here. I just can't. It's not a good idea, so I'm getting lots of Eldwater. I think I have every 3-star unit in the game at this point. Come on. Just one little rainbow. That's all I want. I don't even care which unit it is. Let's be honest, the dragon would be pretty fantastic. Come on. The dragon would be great with its 45% strength. Alright, we're using the singles. Come on. Ugh. I'm gonna start clicking through these. I really just, I gotta see at least a gold if I'm gonna watch the entire animation from start to finish. Come on. Oh my god! Oh my god! Maximum! Oh my godness! Come on. Oh my god. Is it? It's Ramona! I can't believe I just drew that. That's amazing. Oh my god. Thank you so much for watching. I feel like the viewers are the lucky ones here. Oh, that's awesome. That is going, I'm maxing everything right away. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it for today. I don't want to draw any more. I'm not wasting any more luck. That's it. That's all there is. Thanks for watching, guys.